We're live. Hi.
Hi.
It's a little noisy today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on multiple levels.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Getting a little. We can hear a little feedback. Sorry, everybody, but welcome, CNC and Coffee. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Only way you could really have a great weekend is if you didn't look at the news at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very heavy weekend. In fact, I said that to Claudia earlier. I was like, kind of a heavy weekend with all the, what were there, like 50 shootings in the last?
Yeah.
Well, this weekend.
Because there was one more before I went to bed last night. We talked about two of them, and then another one happened. I was like, oh my God.
I don't understand it. Like, no, it was the a very violent weekend. There were all across. Not even just the big ones that we've heard about. There were at least 50 mass shootings have been reported. Anyway,
Here's something.
Gun control.
Yeah. No shit. Here's something positive though. So we have officially flown a helicopter on another planet.
That's on my list. Yeah, 4-pound helicopter on Mars.
If that's not the next Top Gun, I don't know.
It's coming. Yeah, I was honestly like, when I was looking at that this morning, was wondering, why don't we hear it? Like, if we're doing things on Mars, we should be hearing about that more than we do. Because that's, space age sci-fi stuff that we're on Mars.
Yeah, we're dealing with a different atmosphere and all that stuff on Mars, and the fact that we were able to construct something that flies on
incredible.
Mars is
incredible. Yeah, that's just incredible. I love hearing that sort of stuff because I don't know. It depends on what happens here, I guess, but I don't know that I'd ever want to live on Mars. But maybe.
If given the opportunity,
maybe our kids.
Sure.
Would you? You'd go?
In a heartbeat.
No. I'm not sure. I think I'd be afraid still. I think I'd have to have people living there for like 10 years before I would commit to it and go, okay, I'll try it. Yeah. And it's a really long trip, so it's not like you can just come home if you don't like it.
No, you're there. That's a one-way ticket.
If you're going, you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where you die. Yeah. But that is great. And also there was another positive thing. A missing hiker here in LA went missing Monday. Was found because the last photo he sent his friends was just like his knees dangling over. You could see this big precipice, and that was the last photo before he sent a message to his friends saying, like, my phone is dying, I think I'm lost. And then they lost contact with him completely. But that photo was posted by, I don't know, the authorities on social media. And there's a guy here who his hobby is trying to figure out where photos are taken. And he was able to use topographical maps and everything to pinpoint where that was taken. And they found him.
Oh my God. Amazing.
They found him. Yeah.
That's
and
amazing.
He's fine. I mean, dehydrated and all that, but fine. Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
Well, listen, I mean, again, it all connects. It all comes together. What we do, how we, invents and other things like satellites and cell phones.
Yeah, you see that.
Imaging and all this kind of stuff. And that's why we do need to go to space, because it does spur on these other things to happen, and not just discovering other planets and learning more about us, but all sorts of stuff, technology. That's exciting.
Yeah. It is, yeah. And so that's pretty amazing. And then, so if we're, like the triumph of the human spirit theme, I don't know why this story is popping up now. I guess because they've just interviewed this man who, back in, was it the 50s, 60s? He decided, he was from Wales, this Welsh man, got an offer to go work in, he was, working class guy. They needed workers in, I think it must have been in the 50s, in Australia. So he, they paid for his trip over there to go work. He got there, though, and it was like they were in this hostel, rat-infested hostel kind of thing, and he immediately regretted his decision, so he was trying to get home but couldn't afford it because of what he was being paid. Anyway, long story short, he and two of his friends decided they were going to send him back in a crate. Like, ship him back in a crate. It was a 26 by 30 by 38 crate. So he gets in, he's got his water bottle, he's had a water bottle and a bottle for pee, squishes himself into this crate, and they nail him in, ship him off. 5 days he's in this crate. Immediately, he said after the first 10 minutes, realized it was a mistake. This guy's not good at making decisions. I'm just going to say, not good.
And it was probably all his guy friends too. Like, yeah.
It was two guys that helped him. Two Irish guys, so...
Oh, well, okay.
The decision making on their end, not great. So, he ends up spending, like, at one point, like, it's not a direct flight. It's not like you're going direct flight back to Wales, right? Back to England. It's not like that. It was a 5-day trip. At one point, he was upside down for 12 hours.
Oh, my God.
And got rerouted, ended up in the U.S. instead.
Oops.
Yeah. And then it was a big deal. They found him in the crate, and he ended up getting a first-class trip back to England. But yeah, he said in the article, he says he's still, like, doesn't like talking about it. It's a very terrible time in his life. He wishes he could forget. But, of course, everybody knows him as the crate guy. So...
Oh, man.
Don't ship yourself in a crate. That's the moral of the story.
No. Guys.
Yes. Oh, yeah. He even mentions that he didn't even think about on the airplane in the cargo hold that there's no oxygen, that there's very little oxygen. Like that never crossed their mind. Again, I'm assuming alcohol played a part in all of this.
I don't know. Sometimes dudes are just,
Yeah,
a little bit more on the simple side.
Got to think things through, people. Think things through. And then our friends in Toronto, guys, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for what they're going through. Like, they're having to go through what we went through in July, right? No, maybe later, September.
Well,
earlier, a year ago.
It's not doing well either.
No, India's doing terribly.
Yeah, and they just had a big festival in which everyone celebrated, and without masks and all that stuff, and
yeah, it's still a thing. So
a really bad thing.
It's a bad thing. Dave is now in Toronto. He's doing his 3-day quarantine at the airport, then the rest of the 11 days in another hotel. But it's bad. They can't do anything. They can't drive. They're being pulled over and asked if they're driving for essential reasons. It's just it's crazy. And there is the more don't open up too early.
No.
That's what happened.
Well, and that's the thing too. I mean, they were talking about what our numbers were in March of last year when we shut down. They weren't even 1,000 a day. It was like 500 something a day when we first shut down, and we're still at like 60 to 70,000 cases a day. It's like,
crazy.
It's still here.
It's still a thing. That's the thing. I mean, thank God you and I are vaccinated. My family is vaccinated.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. It definitely feels a weight when you're out in the world is
Absolutely.
lifted. And I got to see some friends yesterday that I haven't, been around in person. And it's such a great feeling to do that. So, but we still got to be careful out there. There's no guarantee.
Well, and she posted online and social media, so I'm sure that it's okay to talk about, but we just interviewed Terry Hayes, a couple of weeks ago, and her husband finally got to come home on Friday.
Oh my gosh.
After being in the hospital since December 6th with COVID.
Yeah,
they thought they were out of it too. They thought they made it to the end of the year, and
yeah. No, so. It's so bad. So our friends in areas like that, Toronto is
be careful.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. So be careful and stay masked. There's I was just looking up in Mendocino, this cafe who has a sign on their window, 50% off if you trash your mask.
I can't even believe that with that.
It's called Avoid This Place Like the Plague, Fiddleheads Cafe. So you're guaranteed COVID if you go there. No masks.
Insane.
Yeah. So the fact that people are still fighting this after we've lost how many lives, I mean, it's crazy. So
almost 600,000 people.
Yeah. I mean, there's our PSA. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
That's our PSA.
Oh, I've said this to you before, but I'll wear a mask in a grocery store for the rest of my life. Places like that. Like,
yeah.
Knock on wood, I didn't even get the flu this year. I always get the flu. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Yeah. There were some other things in my life that happened this weekend. My daughter turned 18. 18.
That's nuts.
2 weeks ago, she accepted her college, her college acceptance to, and now she's 18. And we went and got mother-daughter tattoos. There's mine. It's the Spanish. It's the unofficial symbol of Spain, the Osborne, Toro de Osborne, which was originally a liquor advertisement, but it's not anymore.
But that's so awesome, though. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. And, I also wanted to say, because the reason I saw some friends yesterday was because one of our friends is going through, she's having a really hard time. It's been very overwhelmed. And we sort of forget with all of the pandemic stuff going on that there are personal things going on as well. And they always seem like we feel like in the scope of things, like because we have a pandemic as well, like a lot of us are pushing down all of the personal stuff going, well, it's not, at least I don't have COVID. At least I haven't, don't have family who's died from COVID or whatever. We're qualifying those things and minimizing them, thinking that, it's not as important. But it's overwhelming. It's cumulative. We've been in this over a year now. It's cumulative. We have personal things. We have the pandemic, and it's a lot. So just want to say to anybody out there who is watching, if you need people, reach out. It is, we feel like we don't want to bother people, and this is in general life too. But I think especially now, things are really starting to overwhelm a lot of people.
Well,
and I think you got to reach out.
Yeah, I think it's also hard because maybe even if you didn't want to bring something up, it might organically come up in a conversation if you had been allowed to just gather with a friend, which we haven't been able to. Mm-mm. So again, that's just another thing of like, well, I'm not going to actively reach out, make a phone call or a FaceTime or something like that.
Right.
Like you sit on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So do reach out. I mean, that's what we're all here. I think that's one of those things where we have to learn now that life is a little bit different, is how to now, yes, under this umbrella of a pandemic, but we also still have our personal lives that can be overwhelming as well. So combined, and reach out to, like, if you know friends that live alone, reach out to them. Because I think that is really hard, and people don't want to, they don't want to bother anyone.
What we're saying is we're turning this into an advice show every morning.
Yeah.
Just call us in and we'll do the best we can.
Please. If you want advice from us,
good luck.
If we're all you've got, I'm sorry, but please reach out.
We're here.
We're here. But yeah, anyway, lots of PSAs this morning, but it was a heavy weekend. I felt like I had to get some of that off my chest today. So and so it is, if you are vaccinated, go see a friend, because it will do your soul a lot of good. Go see somebody that you love.
And and if there's still a concern about large gatherings and stuff like that, you can still go outside, and that's twofold. You get a breath of fresh air and some nature, and
yes,
communication, and so
So remember, it's not over, but let's help each other out, and remembering that. And just try to do kind things for yourself, because I think we all need it. We all need it at some point.
Yeah. I try to get the dog in to the shower with me, to give him a bath, because it was
How'd that go?
So I was like, self-care Saturday. It didn't happen.
Oh, good. Yeah.
He wasn't into it.
I can't even get my littlest dog to walk near the pool. Yeah. So, yeah, getting him in the shower would be like that.
There was just this like not going. Like, okay, all right,
fair enough.
Oscars are this coming weekend. Do you have any favorites?
Sunday. Well, I think I said this before. One of my favorite movies so far is Judas and the Black Messiah,
which I still need to see.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, everybody should see it. It's such a great film. There's so many good films though. There really are this year, I feel. And the thing is they're not blockbusters. This year was so different because of the pandemic that it's all these movies that would not have had much of a chance before.
Yeah.
Because of all the campaigns and all that happened around the Oscars. So it's really nice to see a lot of, independent films and, films that just wouldn't have gotten the attention they have now. But I would say, Judas and the Black Messiah is probably the film that touched me the most. Minari, I loved Minari. So it's gonna be a tough one, I think, this year. But yeah, I mean, those two films I think are the ones that really stand out for me. I did love Nomadland too. I liked Sound of Metal. I wasn't blown away by Sound of Metal.
Wasn't blown away. I did like Promising Young Woman also.
Oh, Promising Young Woman. See, there's tons.
Yeah, it's great.
Tons of great films.
Yeah, I think it'll just be fun.
Yeah. So we'll
and it's
report
actually
back
in person.
That's right. Yes, 2 places, right? 2 locations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. Let's see what they do this year.
Yeah.
But we won't be here Friday because I'm.
Oh, we won't? Oh, we have guests scheduled.
Well, remember I'll be in New York.
I know it, and we talked about this on air last week or whatever, the week before.
Oh, but I thought we were discussing it. I guess we're discussing it now. Said maybe I could do it from New York.
Okay.
Right. Anyway, stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll see. It is quite possible. All right. I think that's it. Sorry if we bummed anybody out this morning. But it happens sometimes. But we love y'all. Stay tuned. And tune in Friday.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget.
Oh, really quickly.
Oh, sure. I was just going to say Rich Morales. Thank you.
Yes. I was also going to say, because on all of our other our promo materials, we are featuring my brother-in-law's microphone, so I'm just going to give him a little plug.
Yeah,
so
Placid Audio.
Yeah, Placid Audio right there for all your old-timey sounding mics.
They're cool. So great. Copper phones, and they do sound amazing. So, if you want a really cool, unique sound, check out Placid Audio. They're awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you soon.